Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker, and today is Wake Up Wednesday. On Wake Up Wednesday, we are intentional living. Being intentional. Intentionality is the topic of the day. So come on in and join me. Let's get a conversation started. Let's talk about being intentional and let's make it personal. What do you intend for your day? Have you thought about it? We get up every morning, we have our morning routine. Some of us are getting dressed and headed off to work. Some of us are getting kids ready for school. And if we're not careful, we end up on autopilot and we are just going through the motions of the day. And our lives are so much more valuable than that. So I'm asking you to just take a pause, take a few minutes at the beginning of your day and become intentional. Think about what success looks like to you today. Good morning, Cliff. Question for you. Do you have a plan for your day? When you wrap up your day today, you're ready to go to bed. If you look back over how you've spent today, what is it that you want to have accomplished? And it doesn't necessarily have to be when we think about being intentional, we automatically go to goals. I want to do this, I want to do that. But how about how you feel? How do you want to feel today? How do you want to show up in the room, whatever room that you're in? What energy, what presence are you bringing forward? If you think about that beforehand, you have a much better chance of successfully bringing that about. So don't just think about checking off the list and the things that you want to accomplish, but think about your whole person, mind, body, spirit. What type of energy are you going to be bringing with you throughout the day? If things crop up and they don't go as you anticipated, how are you going to respond? It's so much better to plan for and be prepared for the obstacles in life than to be completely knocked off guard and start to respond from emotions. And just a little bit of thinking ahead can really help us be successful in that space. So, the question for everybody: what will success look like to you at the end of your day? As you're getting ready to go to sleep, if you really want to feel good about what you've done with the hours that you've been blessed with today, what would that look like for you? What would make you smile as you get ready to go to sleep tonight if you've done it throughout the day? What's the goal? So think about that. If you're working, what do you want to accomplish? If you're building your business, what do you want to accomplish there? If you're building a relationship, how do you want to show up in your relationship? If you have family around you, how do you want to be present for that family? What is it that you want them to feel and experience because they have the opportunity to spend time with you? What about a stranger? If you see somebody on the street, are you aware enough that you can connect for just a moment? You may be the only smile that person gets all day long. And sometimes we're so heads down, we're so on our phones, we're so into whatever has distracted us at the moment that we forget to be present. We forget to participate in the life that's going on around us. We forget to actively participate. We're participating whether we realize it or not. We absolutely are participating. So, if you're consciously participating, though, you have so much more control in what your contribution is and how you contribute to the world around you. So, all I'm asking is for you to step back, slow down for just a moment, and put some thought into you and be intentional about your day, what it looks like, how it feels, how you want to experience it. Because guess what? Where we focus our energy is what we draw to us. Where the focus goes, the energy flows. So if you're thinking about the goodness that you intend for your day, if you're thinking about how you want to show up and be focused and be able to contribute to some experience in a particular way, if those are the things that you're setting as your intention as you're preparing for your day, that's what's going to happen. You're going to make that come about because that is what you are focused on? Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Alicia. I see quite a few of you coming in through TikTok as well. Stop scrolling, join in, add to the conversation. Today is all about being intentional. It is Wake Up Wednesday. It's early for some of us, so we're waking up in the physical sense, but I'm more concerned about an emotional, a spiritual, an awareness, that type of awakening. Wake up so that you are aware of what you're contributing and how you're showing up in the world, and you're clear about what you want that to be. Awareness is huge. What we are aware of, what we focus on, we have the ability to alter. We can actually alter it. If I'm focused on health, then I'm thinking about my health. I'm more cognizant of what I'm eating. I'm more present and more focused on getting to the gym. Whatever the case may be, what are you focused on? Have you thought about it? I've seen a couple of folks have said good morning. Have you set any intentions for yourself this morning? Drop me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. My first, for me, I've got to go into the office today. And I heard myself almost out loud. I think I did say it out loud. Oh, I don't feel like driving to the office this morning. Well, guess what? If that's the energy that I'm creating around the career that I have, good morning, Karen, then that will be a negative energy that will follow me all day long. So I immediately had to rethink and restate what I was saying. I get to go to the office today. I get to interact with some coworkers that I don't see every day. I get a chance to change my scenery and have the space that I've set up for myself there. I had to change my thinking because as soon as I said, "Oh, I don't feel like driving into the office today," immediately things started to feel a little bit heavier. I was starting to get frustrated by thinking about all the things that I could be doing while I was driving. Guess what? While I'm driving, I can pop in a podcast. I can just quiet and be still and give myself a chance for the brain to settle down. Because my days start off quickly, and it's just one thing after the other. I get up before 6, before 5:30, and we're at the gym before 6. We work out, and that's why I look like this. I literally run right upstairs and jump right on the live. As soon as this is over, I'm going to jump in the shower, and then I'll start my work day. I'll start the drive in, and then it's meeting after meeting after meeting. So a little bit of quiet time. I don't have a long commute, maybe between 15 and 30 minutes, depending on what the traffic is doing. So if I just reframe how I'm thinking, I can utilize that time instead of dreading going into the office. I just found 15 to 30 minutes where I can be quiet or where I can take in something positive, even if it's, some uplifting music, whatever it is that I feel like I need in that moment, because I'm cognizant of the fact that I've got those moments, then I can use them to my advantage. I can help them settle me, get me focused and ready to go and be the best version of myself when I get to the office today. And that's what I'm talking about, being intentional. We all have drive times. We have down times. We say we don't have any time in our day. We're so busy, but it's because we miss it. We're moving from thing to thing to thing that we don't even realize when the gift of time and when those opportunities show up. So if we start to tap in a little bit more, if we start to be a little bit more intentional and make decisions instead of just allowing things to happen, we will uncover a lot of opportunities. We'll uncover money that we didn't realize we had. Oh, my budget is so tight, I can't do this. But we run through Starbucks every single morning. Or, we DoorDash and eat out instead of preparing a meal at home. We will find, if we are actually paying attention to our activities instead of just going through them, then we will find the things that we're looking for. We'll find more time. We'll find more resources. We will find more of whatever it is that we need. We just have to take the time to look for it. Cliff says, I'm retired and my focus is on living a more healthy lifestyle. I had to modify my diet by eating more fruits and vegetables and walking 2 miles a day. So it's for him. He's retired and he wants a healthy lifestyle. but he followed that immediately with the things that he's doing to create a healthy lifestyle. That's what being intentional is about. You decide that there's something that you want, and then you start putting those activities in place to support what you say. So it goes from being just a dream to an actual goal. You're putting actions behind it. So before you know it, it's reality. You are healthier. Your body is functioning better. You have more energy. Your skin looks better. It goes on and on and on because of little decisions. He didn't say, I'm not ever eating carbs. I'm eating nothing but green stuff. These big things that we take on, but those are so hard to obtain, to maintain. But you can add more fruit, you add more vegetables, decide that you're going to get a little bit more active and walk every single day. Those are sustainable decisions that will lead him to the lifestyle that he wants. Retirement is a tricky thing. We dream about it, lots of people want it, but a lot of people, once they get it, they don't know what to do with themselves. So even if you're nearing retirement or if you're in it, you need to decide for yourself what successful retirement looks like to you. And then you go about making that happen. Some people with the idle time, they start to get depressed, they start to get frustrated. You see people get ill. Why? Because they don't have a plan for their lives. They don't know what they're going to do with themselves. Do you want to volunteer somewhere? Do you want to build a healthier lifestyle? Do you want to travel? What is it that you would like to do with the time that you've been gifted? Because if you're retired or getting ready to retire, that means you've put in a lot of hours over an extended period of your life, and you've earned this period. This is a special time. I happen to know that Cliff recently said he had one of his grandchildren at his place. That's beautiful time that he can carve out for his, I think it was a granddaughter, Cliff. I could be wrong, but I think you said your granddaughter was in town. You have time to cultivate those relationships and spend time and do more as a grandparent than you might even have had as a parent, because as a parent you're working, you're building, you're running around to all your kids activities, and so much of your time is built doing to sustain the lifestyle for that first family. By the time those grandkids come along, now I'm a grandma, and when those grandkids came along, I don't have to work as hard as I did before. I'm not raising them. I'm not their disciplinarian. Good morning, Kim. There's a lot of things that I don't have to do for them. That was my role with my kids. So I get to step back and I get to enjoy my grandkids at a different level. I get to spoil them a little bit more because I'm in a better position than I was when I was raising kids. My youngest is 19. So I have more to give, more time to give, more everything. And so you just have to think about what are the gifts in the period that you're in right now. Recognize those gifts. That makes you grateful. And whenever you are grateful, it's a mood enhancer. You feel better about whatever is going on around you. And then it opens up your mind so you can really think, what do I want to do with this period in my life? Yes, we have future plans. Absolutely. Yes, we have a past that we should have learned some things from, but it's right now where life is happening. What do you intend for your right now? That's a question that you want to ask yourself on a regular basis. If you have intentions for now, that gives you focus, that gives you energy, that gives you purpose, and those things enhance your life. It gives you a reason to get up in the morning, it gives you something to be hopeful and to look forward to, and it just keeps the wheels turning and makes life more meaningful. And so we talked about, I want to say it was last week, we talked about our values. Do you know what you truly value? I want to go back to that for just a moment, because when you're being intentional, when you're setting goals, you need to tie those things to what you value. If they're tied to your value system, what really means something to you, you're more likely to accomplish them, first of all, and those activities are more meaningful. They align with who you are as a person. And when you're in alignment, everything feels better. Things are easier. There's an ease and flow to life because you're not fighting against yourself. Good morning, Victoria. I intend to have a happy day, a healthy day, and I hope that's part of your intention for yourself as well. Welcome. I think this is the first time that I'm aware that you've been on. So, welcome to our Wake Up Wednesday, where we're talking about being intentional. I was just talking about the values. If you tie anything to what's really important to you, the opportunity for you to accomplish that thing, the likelihood of you accomplishing it, it grows because it's something that is really really meaningful. So I don't you guys will have to remind me. I know I gave you some questions last week that helped you to get to the core of what's valuable to you, because again, we grow up in a particular environment, we're taught particular things, and then a lot of us branch out. We go off to school, or we may go off to military service, or we may travel. We start experiencing different things than where we originally came from. And our value system may be a little different. But have we put any thought into it? We're if we're on autopilot, we may not even realize exactly what our belief system is, exactly what's important to us. So being intentional, tapping into yourself, and being clear about what you care about, why you care about it, because your why is always important. If you can't answer the why, it may be a borrowed belief. It really may be just because that's what I've heard all my life. And sometimes that's not enough. So you need to tap in, really understand what's important to you and why it's important. And that helps you to really be in a position to set good goals, clear goals, and go about creating the activities to accomplish them. So that's what I want you guys to think about today. For most of us, it's early. I know everybody's not in Texas, but for me, it's not even 8 a.m. It's just a little bit after 7:30. So I've got a full day ahead of me. But before I jump into it full swing, I need to do a little bit of thinking. I'm headed to the office. How do I want to show up? I definitely don't want to show up as this person dreading being there. So I've done a little work there already to get into a better headspace about driving in and physically being in the office. COVID shook that up for most of us. We got so accustomed to, I have a full office right here. I'm so accustomed to working in my space. When I walk into the office now, it takes a little bit of an adjustment. So I've started to make those adjustments because we're going in more and more, but I still had to make the mental adjustment and appreciate having the career, appreciate having a comfortable place to come, appreciate being able to see the people who I went for almost 2 years without seeing because of COVID, other than seeing them on the glass like we're seeing each other right now. But there's some positives there. I can choose to tap into those positives and change my mindset so that I bring something more valuable, something more palatable into the environment, not this whole hum. I really would rather be home, attitude. So I'm choosing a different attitude. And I said this to you guys yesterday. Our life is just one decision after another, micro decisions that we make all day long. And a lot of those decisions, we don't give a thought. We just go through the motions, we respond to what's in front of us. But if we stop and realize that we are decision making beings, one micro decision after another, after another, after another, once we realize that, we can start to really tap in and make sure that we're making decisions that align with our values, making decisions that are moving us towards our goals instead of standing between us and our goals. So be mindful as you go throughout the day. You're going to decide which way you're going into the office, or what you're going to do with your day. Are you going to have the donut, or are you going to have some fruit? You're going to have so many decisions. Don't take any of them lightly. Actually realize that at every point throughout the day you're making those decisions, and they all stack up. And at the end of the day, all those decisions that you've made will culminate and decide and help you decide whether or not you've had a successful day or not. So you've got to start by determining what that success looks like. What is it that I want to contribute to the world today? What do I want to accomplish? How do I want to show up? Get really clear about that. And then when you get to the end of your day, you can look back and determine, was it a day well spent? If it wasn't a day well spent, you've got tomorrow, hopefully. So tomorrow you make adjustments and you do better. And that's what life is when you're living it intentionally. If you're not, you're on autopilot, you're going through the motions, and you're missing all these opportunities to move yourself in the direction that you would like to go. So that's the word for the day. Be intentional. Be aware of the decisions that you're making. Be aware of where there's little pockets of time and resources that can be, that you can use to better serve your purpose. Be aware of how you're showing up in the room and make sure that all of those are as you would have them to be, because you're the author. You've got the pen. You get to write the life that you want. Is it fiction? Is it a mystery? Is it a comedy? What does your life look like? You've got the pen in your hand. Start to actually write it instead of reading someone else's story, or instead of having someone else write it for you and you're just emotionally reacting to what appears on the page. It's your page, it's your pen, it's your life. Realize that, be intentional about it, and write the life that you would like to live. So that's it for this morning, guys. Thank you for showing up for Wake Up Wednesday. Be intentional throughout your day. If you catch this later, hashtag replay, and I will certainly respond to any comments that you leave as soon as I can get back to. After I get off work, I'll check in and respond. And other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. I will be back tomorrow morning at 7:15 Central, and tomorrow's Thursday. So tomorrow's one of my favorite days. Tomorrow's Thankful Thursday, and we talk about gratitude. We will probably talk about ways to increase your gratitude, how to cultivate a more grateful lifestyle, because the more grateful we are, the better we feel about life in general. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining in. I'm Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day.